So can you give me an idea of the progress that you've seen since spring through the summer? Are you happy with where you're at right now?
You know, I'll never say I'm happy with where I'm at because I always want us to be further ahead. But I do like having Junior back. I do like the commitment that the guys had when they were off on their own. A lot of them could have just went out of whack in terms of their body composition and weight, but they all reported on Sunday in pretty good shape. You know, so what I see from those guys, I see a lot of great effort. I see a great attitude. We did have a couple more mental errors today than what we had yesterday, but that's to be expected. We installed some additional schemes, but you know, we'll get in the film room here tonight and we'll address that. And the nice thing is the kids in that group, they want to be great. And what I'm starting to see is even before I get to them to correct them, they're already turning, hey, that's me. I know I had to do whatever. So I know they understand it. They just need more reps.
Talk about conditioning, because you were big on that in spring, and obviously you put a lot of guys through a lot of work and they put themselves through work. With this pace, do you see execution mentally when they're operating at this higher pace?
You know, I think that they have gotten themselves, now they can always improve, but they've gotten themselves to the point where now it's just being able to focus in. When it's tired, like you mentioned, when you're tired and we're at the end of practice, that's when you really got to dial it in. That's when you really got to communicate, make sure everybody's on the same page. Yes, we want to play fast as we can, but if we're not all on the same page up front, I don't care how fast we snap the ball, we're going to have a tackle for loss. So we got to get good at communicating faster and making sure everybody's on the same page.
How's your right tackle spot? Are you happy with the competition you're seeing there?
Yeah, right now we have JJ working there, we have Jackson working there, Mark Pavave in our individual stuff is working there, Leka actually worked there, but right now on paper it's JJ and Jackson with an understanding that if these two don't progress, and it's difficult to tell with no pads on, that we could possibly move somebody over there that's working in our individual drills, but in the team stuff it's been those two, and I think it's great competition. And then you also have the option to still put Isaac back out there, and Leka is another guy that's been working in individual drills, not in the team stuff.
You told me after spring that Jackson had to get stronger. Has he done that to your satisfaction?
He has done that. Now he's got to trust it, and that's what we visited about. And Jackson is his biggest critic, and I love that about him. But at the same time, he's got to understand, and I had to remind him, he's had 17 college football practices in the Pac-12. I know you want to be 100%, but you can't get down on yourself and allow one play where you screw something up to affect the next couple. Just go to the next play. He's smart enough to do it. He's just got to trust himself, and the more reps he gets, he's going to be a really special player, whether it's now or later.
What has he done to improve since spring that has put him in the position to be competing for a job?
I think really his athleticism, when you see him move, when you see just even in a warm-up, things like that, athletically that is the type of tackle you want in this offense. We always have seen that, but then when you look at his strength numbers that we got from our strength coaches of his progress that he's made, the tools are there. Again, he's just the mental part of it, not necessarily assignment-wise, but just, hey, relax on yourself. Don't allow one play to affect the rest of the series. You screw something up, I get it, we'll correct it, let's go to the next play.
Do you have an idea of timeline at that right tackle? Does it matter when you guys figure it out?
You know, to be honest, we probably won't shift anything on the front until we get pads on. It's really difficult to make an evaluation now. We get assignments, we get footwork, hand placement, all those things, we can get that, but let's see what it's like when the pads are on, who's getting movement, who's, creating a new line of scrimmage, who's holding up in pass protection. So I think later in the week we get our pads on. I'd like to start sifting it out before next Monday, after we've had, I believe it would be 3 padded practices. So the nice thing is we have guys in the places that we anticipate them playing. Now they might be a 1 or a 2, but they're still doing the same assignments, whether it's with that whichever unit they're with.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yep.